Hi guys, it's Tuesday Friday with FixitGearWare Security, and today we'll be demonstrating our tool as we promised that this week's Tuesday Friday is going to be an in-house tool which we built, which we believe that is going to be a tool that will assist bug bounty hunters and penetration testers in conducting their various recon file sortings and penetration testing events. It's not a major tool, but it poses a major benefit and supports a lot of tasks regarding various files or recon files which you as a penetration tester will be dealing with. As we all know, recon is a day-to-day activity of every penetration tester out there, or bug bounty hunter, whereby they have to sort domain names associated with the various targets which they are trying to pen test or hack. And not just sorting these domain names, it can also be a bit difficult, especially when you're dealing with a lot of domain names running into thousands or even millions. Now, imagine you have a list whereby you have about 10 million domain names, right? And you have to sort this list. And not just that, subsequently, as you continue testing this target, you need to be updating your recon list or recon file where these domain names have been stored. So we believe this poses a lot of challenge, and that's the reason why we developed this simple tool. Previously, Tomnomnom developed a tool like this, but it's a challenge using the tool on virtual machines or VirtualBox systems that's running Kali Linux. So looking at this challenge, we decided to make our own research and of course, look out for ways to make this very simple. We believe that with this little tool, you can be able to perform your day-to-day tasks as a cybersecurity expert or penetration tester. And not just that, you also will be able to sort your files as you go along the way performing your recon events or recon activities. So without wasting much of your time, let's just demonstrate today's tool. So CompF, as we know, stands for CompF files, is a tool which is based on shell script and was built by FixitGearWare Security. This tool is able to enable users compared to massive text files and sort the difference of these files in an orderly manner. The user can then review these files based on the paths they specify where they want this file to be output to, and from there, take on the next actions if they want to automate their targets in terms of using their own custom automation tool, or they want to just pick a specific list of domains that are in the files that the output and then test as well. Also, CompF would sort those domains names or content in an alphabetical order or in numerical order if it's comprises of ones and twos. And this also, we believe, gives you a bird eye view as a penetration tester to be able to understand your target and proceed with your various activities regarding pen testing this target. To read more about the documentation and downloading this tool, you have to visit github.com/fixitgearware/compfile. So that being said, let's show you how you can install this tool or get this tool running on your VirtualBox machine. So first we log in into our VirtualBox machine. Then you head on to our official GitHub account. You look for Compfile, or you check a list of our repositories and you look for Compfile. You click on this. Now we were trying to create a binary file for this, but we believe that will not be okay in terms of just pushing out the binary files without you seeing the source code of what you're using, and as well trust the tool that the tool is safe as well regarding the underlying code. So here is the entire repository, and as you can see, it's 100% shell scripting. You don't need to install any package or whatever requirements.txt other programming language demands. So scroll down, read through the documentation. It's just a short one, not too lengthy, as you can see. And these are all the files. So the file for CompF is this. This is the source code. You can go through it to understand what's going on. It's a very short code, but more detailed and, of course, executes appropriately without any glitch. So the next thing you need to do is you come here, you copy this link, you launch your terminal. So here we'll be going to our desktop. We'll cd to our desktop, and you say git clone, and you put the URL and hit enter. Now it should be done, right? There are two ways we can do this. We can open this content visually or via the terminal. So let's just do it here. Say cd to compfile and we ls. And as you can see, we have the shell script, and also it's not yet executable. So we made it in such a way that the user has the authority to grant such permissions without us interfering with your own privacy. So you can come here, you say chmod plus x, then you say compfile.sh. Now, if you ls right now, you can see the compfile has changed to a green color, which means it's a shell script right now. Of course, we know there are two ways we can execute a shell script, right? We can say sudo compfile.sh, and of course, we provide our password. And as you can see, the shell script is executed. But we don't want to do this in such a way that you need to be using the shell script all the time, as this would be a stress on you. So there's what we call SHC. SHC is a binary file compiler where you can use it to compile your shell script into binary files, then moving these files to the user local bin, which of course means that whatever file that is in that binary directory would be executed as a binary file. So we gave you the flexibility to do that by yourself. So get SHC installed. If you don't have it installed, there are lots of articles out there teaching you how to install SHC. It's not difficult. So you just say SHC minus F for file, and you say compfile.sh, which means the file is a shell script, then minus O, the output, then you say compfile. Make sure you get the name accurately and you hit enter. Now, if we ls right now, we can see we have compfile, which is the binary file. So the rest of the instructions are here. We go back to our documentation, how to move the file to your user local bin. It's here. So just copy this command. After you've run this SHC and you have made the file binary, just run these commands as you can see here. And that's all. Then the next thing you have to do is, because we already have installed it here, we don't want to complicate the issues and waste time in this video. So we can just go back to our desktop, or we can stay anywhere and run Compfile. So let's just clear this. This is just a demonstration on how to use SHC to turn a shell script into binary file. So next we just say Compfile and we hit enter. And as you can see, the tool Compfile is already executing. Now let's clear this. Let's run it again so you can see. So you can see the tool is already running and every instructions are here. And for now, it's asking us to provide the paths to the first file, but we don't have any files yet. So we'll be demonstrating that as well. So we'll hit enter. And when you hit enter and you don't provide any valid paths, or you do not provide any path at all, Compfile is going to throw you the error and tell you that there's an error here. So it means that either the path you provided is invalid, or there's a mistake, or you didn't provide any path at all. So to test this tool right now and show you the power of Compfile, let's use Subfinder and recon two powerful domains. So we come here, we cd to desktop, and we run Subfinder -d, and let's say Microsoft.com. Then we pass it out to be Microsoft micro1.txt, and we hit enter. So what we are doing right now is that we are enumerating, so we're performing a reconnaissance on Microsoft to get a list of their domains and subdomains, which we'll be using to perform our penetration testing. But in this case, we're not performing any penetration testing. We just want to show you how effective Compfile is and how you can use Compfile in sorting your files or scanning for duplicates in your domain text files where you have the list of targets you want to recon. So as you can see, keep this in mind, we have over 8,169 for Microsoft. So let's run Subfinder again. Let's run for Apple, as these organizations have a lot of domains. So we call it apple1.txt. And always remember to end your text file with .txt extension. So we'll wait. Now, for Apple, we have over 17,953. Okay, let's do something right now. I want you to see something. Let's open for Microsoft. We have 8,169. And we open for Apple. And for Apple, we have over, hold on, over 17,953. So let's make a new file so you can understand what's going on. 17,953, Microsoft. Should be 8,169. 8,169. Now, let's assume that Apple and Microsoft are the same targets in this case, right? And Microsoft is the previous list of domains of this target you have. And Apple is the new domain. Okay, so let's say, okay, yeah, Apple is the new domain. Now we copy the whole content of Microsoft and put here, right? So what we are trying to explain is that this is the old domain. Let's assume both of them are the same target, right? And this is the new domain, which is a combination of the old list of domains you have on this same target, including the new additional domains that has been included by this target, right? Now, if you have to sort this file, or if you have to check the difference in this file, right? You have to use a lot of commands, then you start using sorting. And after sorting, you have to grep because as we know, when the file is being sorted, you will see numbers like this, ABC, things like that, give which data, right? Now, all these things are quite stressful and they also make it, time consuming because you have to run a series of commands, pass it out to a file, run another command, pass it out to a file. By the time you're done with this process, at least give or take, you have about 10 to 15 minutes already gone, right? Now, see what Compfile is going to do for you. We close this file, okay? Let's close this file. Now we come here. We don't need this anymore. We say, okay, Compfile, I want you to run for me. And Compfile is going to ask you, where is the path of this file? So I say home for the first file. And the user is me, FixitGearWare Security. Then the location of this file is in our desktop, right? And the name of the first file, let's say micron.word.txt. Now, Compfile is now going to ask us provide the path of the second file. So for now, we have these two files in the same path, right? So I say home, FixitGearWare Security, desktop, then apple1.txt. I hit enter. Now it has verified that this path exists. That's why we don't have error in either of both cases. The next thing it's going to ask us is, where do we want this file to be? So if I just put the name of the file, it's going to be in our root directory. But if I want this file to be here in the desktop, so I can say, let it be in home, FixitGearWare Security, desktop, and I want the file to be new changes, of course, append.txt, and I hit enter. And you can see just within a split second, this has been done. Now, remember we copied Microsoft into Apple, which gave us Apple and Microsoft combination of data. So once we check the difference, it's going to subtract everything that is already in the old text file, which of course is micro one, and leave something that is new in apple1.txt. And as you can remember previously, we said the total data of Apple is 17,953, right? So if we are correct and if Compfile is effective, that's what we should be getting as our data in the new recon text files. And if we scroll down, we have 17,953. And if we come here, that's the same thing we have. You see the beauty of Compfile. Within a split second, everything has been done for us. And one more thing is that if you look at this file right now, you can see everything is in alphabetical order. So let's say I'm more focused on VPN, right? I can just come here and copy everything that has to do with VPN, push it into a file, and work on that. And that's the beauty of using Compfile. Now, it's not just about that. Let's show you something different. Now, we know that new changes.txt contains all data that is in Apple. So if we filter this against Apple, we should be having only the data that is contained in Microsoft, right? Which is Micron 1, right? Now, let's do something. Now, let's do something different, okay? I'll be copying new changes. Of course, new changes, as we know, has only Apple content, right? And Micro 1 has only Microsoft content, as we copied all the Micro 1 content into Apple, right? Now we want to compare new changes against Apple, since Apple has both Micro 1 and Apple itself, while new changes has only Apple. So by the time we do the comparison between new changes and Apple 1, our output should be only that of Micro 1. So how do we do this? We cut this right now. We put this in a different directory. Let's call it music. Okay. Now I come here, I run Compfile. So it asks us, where is the first file path? So I say it's in home, FixitGearWare Security. Then of course, you have to state the directory. So in this place is in the desktop directory or file system. Then I say apple1.txt. Then I hit enter. Remember previously we copied the content of Micro 1 into Apple 1, right? So Apple 1 holds content of Apple 1 and Micro 1. And by the time we did the file difference, of course, it's going to separate all of Micro 1 and leave all of Apple. So by the time we did everything, we had the changes to be equal to that of Apple 1. Now we want to do for Apple 1 and new changes. So when we remove the entire content of Apple, which is of course similar to what is in new changes, what will be left in Apple 1 is for Micro 1. So our new output file should be 8169. Should be 8169. So what we do again now, we say, okay, home. We'll say FixitGearWare Security, which of course be the user. And we'll say music, because we're in the music, right, on desktop. And we'll say new changes .txt and we hit enter. So it tells us the fact that it's requesting for the output of the file tells us that the path is real or it exists. Now, let's say I don't want it to be in any part. I just want it to be here. I just provide a name. I say, okay, the new micro.txt. So by default, it's going to be stored here because this is our current working directory, right? So if ls, and see we are having the new micro.txt. And if I go to my file system, hold on, and I go to the home, where's the new micro? Good. So if we open this, now the total number of files here should be equivalent to this, 8169. And of course, as you can see in an alphabetical order, it was all sorted out, right? So if we scroll down, sorry about that. And as you can see, 8169. So you see the beauty of Compfile. This is within a split second. We have done all the necessary filtering, sorting in alphabetical order, and removing the gibberish data that would have been infused into these files. And of course, causing you a lot of stress, wasting a lot of time. By the time you're done, you wouldn't have much time to, perform hacking or pen test the target because you have been busy doing your recon, sorting your recons and all that. And it's not just limited to recon. You can also use this to sort your word list as long as they are all text file based content. Or let's say you have two different text files that has a lot of information. You can also use Compf to sort these differences that exist between these two files. Now, let's do something different for you to see how Compfile works. So we know that the new micro is equivalent to Microsoft, right? And it sits in the root, right? Now, I'll come here, close this. So I'll say Compfile. I'll hit enter. Now, of course, we're in the root, so I'll just say the new micro.txt. And you see, it tells us we didn't provide the accurate name. You see the name we provided here and see the name that was here. So you can see immediately it throws us an error, right? Because we didn't spell the new micro the way we spelled it here. So we have to just clear. And of course, the program will terminate. So if we run Compfile right now, we just say, this clipboard and we hit enter. And as you can see, it has picked it. Of course, by default, it's already in the home and user, right? So it now discovered that this file exists. Now the next file is micro1.txt, right? And as we previously said, these two files are equivalent. Now you see what's going to happen. So we'll say home and we'll say FixitGearWare Security. And we'll say desktop and say micro, sorry about that, .txt, and we hit enter. And it's going to ask us for the output file because that's the sequence of the execution. So let's just call it no difference because that's what we're going to get, .txt. And you can see there are no difference between these two files. And even if I run it again and I specify the same file twice and I say, okay, let's clear the screen so you can see what's going on. So even if I specify this again and I say this, they are still the same file, right? You can see no changes in both files. Program will exit. So you see the energy we put into this thing to sort, we debug, we fixed all those things. It's because we felt this is very important for penetration testers or those who really want to automate process with shell scripting. And not just that, it's difficult whenever you're pen testing a target, you're conducting your recons on Shodan, using FOFA, using other recon tools that you use to gather these informations and put them into a file. So by the time you have your recon list, let's say your old recon list is about 80,000, right? Then your new recon list is about 500,000 to 1 million subdomains. So how are you going to be sorting these and filtering these files to make sure that there is no gibberish there amongst the lines of codes that was sorting these files? And not just that, at the same time, you also want this output in the difference of this new recon files to be in an orderly manner. So this orderly manner is going to make you understand, okay, I'm seeing AA. This means these are API endpoints, right? Okay, I want to focus on API endpoints and just cut that part of the output of the file, put it into a new text file. And if I'm using other tools like my automation tools built with Python or any other script or even Bash script, I can now pass this file into that automation tool. And this automation tool is going to scan and look for the difference in these files. So this is one beautiful thing about Compf, and you don't have any challenge in terms of, okay, it's not going to run on VirtualBox or it's not going to work because you're having issues. If you cannot compile this tool using the binary form, you can also run it as a shell script. But from what we have shown you here today on how to use SHC to turn your file into a binary file and moving this binary file to the user bin local, into the user local bin, right? You can now be able to turn Compf into a binary file. And of course, use it to sort your text file. There are no limitations in terms of checking for differences in files with Compf. Please be guided. You don't have any limitations with that. But if there are any bug issues, do let us know. And of course, subsequent updates will be releasing with Compf. We'll be integrating other sorting of files, which we are looking into. So this is just a basic tool, and we hope this will be able to help you as a penetration tester or bug bounty hunter in conducting your pen testing activities. So that's all with Compf. And with that, we have come to an end of this week's episode on Tuesday Friday with FixitGearWare Security. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye for now.